We're answering the big questions today. Are remakes of classic games even necessary? I'm obviously of two minds about it. This conversation has been popping up more and more, and remakes are everywhere right now. These game companies are cashing in on our nostalgia, and whether these are HD 2Ds or full reimaginings or faithful remasters, most people do want their favorite classic game brought back. It's just a matter of how it should be done that comprises the majority of these conversations. Now, I saw this HD 2D Chrono Trigger fan project that made the rounds on the garbage hellscape that is Twitter, which, by the way, please go follow us over there. This video actually came out on YouTube a couple of years ago, and I'm just now seeing it. But when I saw it, something just didn't hit right for me. It's not a playable demo or anything, but this kind of showcases to me what the HD 2D style could look like, and I appreciate what he's doing here. However, I feel like adding this art style doesn't do enough to make it transformative. I guess I just don't see the point in adulterating what we're used to, and when I see this, it feels like it's doing exactly that. Don't get me wrong, like I said, it'd be cool. I just don't think it's really necessary. It doesn't really add enough to the experience. There's another video by the same guy. This is one of the most iconic scenes in the entire game, where Frog and Chrono and party confront Magus for the first time. It's a legendary fight scene, and when I see this, if this were cleaned up, this to me would get me excited. This changes our experience. This is transformative in a way that still pays homage, and that would get me hyped. Not as much as, something in like Dragon Quest XI's engine, but this would still be close enough to get me really hyped. But again, when I see these HD 2D remakes that are making the environments that we knew 3D for no reason and not really adjusting our experience at all, except to put the same stuff we knew in a 3D sandbox, it's hard to explain, but it makes me angry. This is what the conversation really hinges on. What would we actually want from a remake from some of these iconic games? What are your thoughts? So like I said, I would take the HD 2Ds over nothing, but watching it raises a bigger question, and this whole thing got me thinking, what are we actually asking for when we say we want a remake? Are they even beneficial? This is actually something we talk about a lot in our community Discord, which, by the way, the link for that is probably down in the description, but feel free to join. And remakes are obviously not all bad. I mean, take a look at Super Mario RPG. Some people lost their ever-loving minds over it. And then there's my other favorite game, Star Ocean 2.
Two worlds, one.
Where I can confidently say the remake is legitimately better than the original or the PSP remaster in almost every single way. And now there's new games coming, like the God of War remakes, and there's also the Final Fantasy IX rumor that's still swirling around, and of course the reason I'm talking about Chrono Trigger, the Chrono Trigger remake being in production, which that's a big rumor, and I don't know how much I believe it, because Square Enix is in a lot of turmoil right now. But then there's the other side of the coin with the shit like the Last of Us remakes. That's a whole different conversation, but it's one we're about to have, so strap in. This is Solace and Dread. We highlight the good and bad things about gaming. If that's your jam, consider subscribing. Let's start with the good, or the solace. Remakes keep legendary games alive for new audiences who would never go back to a pixel era design on their own. Most people just won't go back to the SNES and PS1 hardware without having some nostalgia attachment to it. And without remakes, entire generations miss out on foundational games. I get that there's a lot of us out there who don't like remakes and think that they should just continue to port the originals and focus their energies on making new games, but you'll find that a lot of those people are typically millennials who had that stuff and they want something new. Now there's one more thing about this. When I was a kid, I remember fighting the enemies in the beginning of Final Fantasy VII and wondering, what the fuck are these? There was these weird Y-shaped robots, whatever. I press X until they're dead. Then I saw the remake and I was like, oh, because I had no idea what the fuck that was supposed to be until the remake. But now it makes sense. They're turrets and they just made them move around so they weren't just boring static enemies on the screen. So sure, I get it now. And this is exactly why remakes are good. They fully realize the original developer intentions. Old hardware had limitations. There was cut content, compressed music, simplified animations like that shit, and remakes can finally show what the developers meant to create and properly tell their fucking story. I mean, look at how crazy epic that first throwaway boss fight felt in Final Fantasy VII Remake. It was crazy. So we've established that remakes can complete the vision that couldn't exist back then. And when they're done right, they can also deepen the emotional impact. Voice acting and music can really enhance moments that were already powerful, or they can make moments that weren't powerful memorable. The perfect example of this is Barrett's scene from the plate collapse in 7 Remake. This is the prime example of what I'm talking about.
God damn you! God damn you all!
It was us. We did this.
No, you can't think like that. Whatever came before it was Shinra that pulled the trigger today. Hold on to this anger, okay?
Let's not forget, it feels like forever ago, but look at how hyped everybody was when the Final Fantasy VII Remake even got announced. This was like a surreal dream for the Final Fantasy community. We could not believe it was actually happening.
It's happening! Yes! Oh my
Square Enix, they created a renewed relevance for themselves, and they needed all the help they could get in that department at the time too, especially with Final Fantasy. When remakes are made like this, especially at this scale, franchises can come back into the conversation when they were heading their way into just being a legacy. These new systems that they introduce in these games are sometimes the blueprint for the future of gaming, a lot like Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth's combat. And yes, I firmly believe that Rebirth is probably the best action RPG combat system of all time. I'm sorry to say it, but it is. And yes, they do take a departure from what we know in the way we play and interact with the game, but it's still breathing new life and relevance into a franchise that was, like I said, frankly on life support. But this is where I start to twist the knife, because once we got that remake, we had a full frontal view of the downsides of remakes. Sometimes there is something gross about the perversion of the original story being told, and sometimes that's a little upsetting for us who really just wanted a coat of paint on the story that we've known our entire lives. And this is where we get into the dread or the bad. I've never been more pissed off at a change in a remake than the mishandling of Barrett and Dine's scene in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. This was a pivotal part of Barrett's story. This is really serious stuff. And the first game in Final Fantasy VII Rebirth's trilogy did a masterful job fleshing Barrett out and giving him emotional depth. Hell, he was without a doubt the best character in Final Fantasy VII Remake. And what should have been the ultimate moment for him in Rebirth was merged with kind of the worst chicanery on the planet. What the fuck were they thinking? Right after this extremely powerful and emotional scene, we are met with this absolutely useless boss fight. I mean, look at this, man. Like, this happens, legitimately happening at the exact same time. 5 minutes later, and we've got Palmer slapping his ass on the top of a tank. All it does is serve to ruin what just happened. This is the danger of remakes personified. Period. A lot of times they overwrite the original identity with major tone shifts and bad synergy between the scenes, and they can completely misunderstand what actually mattered. It turns out they were actually considering cutting the dying scene entirely. A lot of remakes might be better on a technical level, but the tone often gets completely lost. And what made the original special gets lost behind absolute fucking buffoonery. Also, this is the one thing that every single modern remake gets wrong. A lot of people who defend remakes talk about how it aids in game preservation, but they actually risk becoming replacements, not companions, and it's because they do not include a ROM of the original game. Many times games getting a remake have a working port, or the original files are still accessible and easy to port, and the file sizes for those games are tiny compared to the remake itself. There is absolutely no reason not to include it with the remakes packaging. And with the increased prices of games, it is a low to no cost addition that helps justify that $70 or $80 price tag. Even better, shit, charge us for it. Pack it into some special edition instead of giving us like gear or useless memorabilia to clog up our shelves. And I won't lie, this isn't my idea. I actually stole it from the homie She Says from Bounty Break, but he's right, so I'm gonna parrot his shit. I don't know if there's legal limitations to it or something, but damn, this needs to be the norm, because new players only experience the remake more often than not, and the original slowly becomes irrelevant and even more inaccessible. And some people, like me, really prefer the originals a lot of the time. And hell, this would also increase sales too, because I know a lot of people who are nostalgia folks like myself would still buy it, even though I have the original of a lot of the games I love sitting on a shelf over here. If I could also just buy the remake and get an emulated ROM, I'd have the best of both worlds, because I'd have these games available to me on modern hardware. So linking everything together, maybe the best remake isn't the one that changes everything, it's the one that understands what not to touch. And I think that seems to be the recurring theme here. I might have a little bit of bias, but in my eyes, the best remake I've ever seen was in Star Ocean 2R, where it enhanced the systems that made it fun, but they kept the story completely intact. And I think if we're going to continue to get remakes, they should be more like this, not pointless cash grabs like The Last of Us and Last of Us 2. I mean, what the fuck was that? The remake process needs to serve a purpose, if you ask me. Make it accessible where it previously was not. Enhance what was great. Add things to make it even better. But leave the goddamn story alone if it's a narrative-focused game. Nomura, change it enough to where it's a new experience in its own right, taking some risks. Why not? But as far as the masterpieces go, it's hard to say where I stand, especially in the case of Chrono Trigger. Square Enix does have a track record of doing justice to their remakes. They do, but sometimes they overstep, and with the passing of Akira Toriyama, they really need to have some respect and make some serious considerations before they step forward. So I'll ask you, do you want a Chrono Trigger remake? Should it be HD to 2D, or should it be the full 3D rendering? Or should they just leave it the fuck alone and give us a working port? That's it from me. Thanks for watching, we'll see you soon, and long live the Turtle Kingdom.